Hey everyone, welcome. Today I've got count 'em, two invasions to share with y'all. First one is a quintessential griefer who I had encountered a few times previously, and their whole shtick is to summon Bernal at the Godskin Duo boss fog, and then they'll also use the fog wall to go in and out into a zone that I can't get to them, and basically making it impossible to do anything. And of course, Bernal has an ungodly amount of HP, which makes it incredibly difficult to burst him down and get rid of him quickly. So it's basically like a turbo gank, if you will. And again, I've encountered this person a few times before. I knew who it was immediately when I saw the username. They tend to sit at 125 or 150, so at the two ends of the meta range, because I'm sure they're trying to stream snipe, or they know that is where all the serious invaders are, and they want to get as much grief out of it as possible. Overall, just pretty ugly behavior, if you ask me. I'm not sure what type of individual wakes up in the morning and decides this is how they want to spend whatever free time they may have. So given that I knew going into this that this host just entirely outclassed me in terms of their skill, it really just would have been impossible for me to, I don't know, hypothetically beat them in a one-on-one fight. There was just no way that was going to happen. So I decided pretty early on to employ one of my classic top-tier invader techniques. It's something that only a small few know about, and even fewer have mastered. I call it running away and hiding. So yeah, spoilers for both of the invasions. That's more or less what you're going to see. They are a little different from one another in terms of how I went about doing it, but it's just not going to be the most thrilling gameplay you've seen. There's not a ton happening moment to moment. I did consider going back and abbreviating these by, speeding up portions where things are frankly very stale and there's nothing really happening, but I honestly just couldn't be bothered. This would have resulted in both of these invasions being like, I don't know, a minute long each. And giving the unaltered record of what happened, I think sort of proves my point about taking the fun out of things a little better. So you're going to get a real sense for how things just come to an absolute standstill. I will jump back in with some quick voiceover at the beginning of the second invasion, just to give a little bit of additional context like I did for this first one. Anyway, enjoy the invasions, if that is at all possible. Okay, so some really quick setup for this one. So I actually encountered these two a little bit before this recording. I didn't think at the time to record that original invasion, but you'll just have to trust me when I say that as far as I could tell, these two were in fact ganking and not playing through this area. In short, the host was harassing with the bone bow while their laggy mage Phantom just continued to unload spell after spell, so it basically made it impossible to pressure or do anything but hide behind cover. And I did wind up losing that first invasion just through sheer draining of resources, and then one single slip up in that situation and you just get spammed to death. So this second invasion is basically a case of treating others how you've been treated. So that's why you see me bringing out the bone bow and using a weapon that I typically really only reserve for situations like this where the interaction is just so frustrating or so one-sided that you just kind of have to give it back to them. In the end, I think this invasion, very similar to the first one, demonstrates how in invasions like this, the soundest strategy is sometimes just to dig in for the long haul and retreat to a good vantage spot. You're basically just going to see a lot of hiding behind cover and getting some pot shots off. I would not advocate for approaching an average invasion in this fashion. It's not fun for me either to resort to these sorts of tactics, but when you're just really determined to come out on top against a tough situation, this is just how it sometimes plays out. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and let the footage speak for itself. Hope y'all enjoyed this one as much as you did the first one, and I'll catch y'all next time.